This is a memory card case and reader from Llano, and, well, we're gonna dip it in this glass of water. Why? Because it's supposedly waterproof. And I put a piece of paper inside the slots so we know if it actually got wet. You know how I know a photographer is serious about their craft? It's not based on how many cameras they own, not based on how many lenses they own, but more of how many SD cards they own. Seriously, because if you shoot a lot and you want to make sure that you have enough storage for everything you might shoot, then you're gonna have at least two whenever you go out, maybe 3 or 4 when you travel. Now, if you do have multiple memory cards, I do hope that you're not storing them in these, because technically these are protecting your cards while they're inside the box, but never when you're in the field. And it's easy to lose cards in these because they're also rather small. So this is the Llano SD card reader case, and well, they're claiming that it is waterproof. We are gonna test that out. Aside from that, the size is very pocketable and it only weighs 111 grams without the cards. It's very straightforward. It has this top part and the lid right here. When you pull it out, it reveals the cards. And we can fit 4 SD cards on the slots right here. 2 on one side and 2 on the other. And it also has some rubber on the surface, so it's making sure that the cards won't just slide out. Now it has slots for micro SD cards as well. I only have 3 at the time. All my other micro SD cards are inside the devices, and I don't want to take them out for this. But yes, 4 here and 4 here. So we have a total of 8 micro SD cards and 4 SD cards. It also has this pin ejector right here that you can use for your smartphones, or if you have anything else that needs that pin ejector, then it's right there. Now the cable is stowed on the side right here. You kind of need a fingernail to flick it out, and it reveals itself right there. And this is supposedly USB 3.2 to maximize the read speed, which is great because this can read 312 Mbps. Well, the cards we use, the ones I have at least, are 277 or 300 Mbps when it comes to read. So it's actually just right for that. Now on the other edge, we have slots here, of course, for the SD card, which means that it also is a card reader, and you put that right in there and it's going to read it. And right below it is a micro SD card slot, which means that you can also read your micro SD cards. And the great thing about this is that if ever you need to back up your files, both from, say, your camera and a drone, then they can be read simultaneously. And yes, now of course I filmed this part separately because I didn't want to demonstrate everything with it potentially wet. But yes, now we're gonna take it out of the water. And of course it is coated in rubber, so technically it does not absorb moisture, but we have to make sure inside. Now, there is actually a bit of water, but I think that got in when I pulled out the lid. But wait, let me make sure that my hands are dry. The pieces of paper are fine. And you'd know they're wet when you see it because they absorb moisture. On the other side, it's the same. There's like a droplet of water right here, but that's fine. What's important is that this piece of paper was dry, and now it's not anymore. So it is. And technically, well, you're not going to be diving with this thing. You're not going to be swimming with this thing. What the point of making this waterproof is that if ever it falls in the water or you fell into the water, then it's not going to be easily wet and it's not gonna get your cards damaged. And technically, if you're using good cards, they should also be able to withstand a bit of moisture. So that's there. So just a plus on that, really. But more than anything, it's the fact that it is protective. It's the fact that it can store multiple cards. It is waterproof. And actually, it's also very much affordable. It's just 1,200 pesos, which is roughly $23. That's it. And yes, now the only thing I kind of wish that this also had would be a CF Express Type A card reader and slots, which I think for the brand it's going to be quite easy for them to produce anyway. So if you guys are listening, then you know what I'm asking for. CF Express. Because also these are affordable. If you can make CF Express cards also more affordable, that would be great for everyone. There we go. This is again the Llano card reader case that is waterproof and can store 8 micro SD cards and 4 SD cards. And if you have any questions, do leave them down below in the comment section. In any case, thanks for watching.